So welcome again to Simply Ethics classes. So we have started with the ethics syllabus for UPSC CSC Civil Service Examination. This is the GS4. So as I have told, I will be covering the complete syllabus for GS4 along with answer writing and case studies discussion as well. So now we are proceeding to the next topic. This is the 6th lecture. So we have covered so far 5 lectures. This is the index for these lectures. The first is related to the topics and syllabus and the resources or the books what you can follow, and other than that we started with the basics of values. This is the unit 1 which is going on. So unit 1 as per the UPSC syllabus. So as per UPSC syllabus there are 8 units. So if we, as per the theory, there will be 7 units and the 8th will be case studies. So these are the subtopics, not units. So the UPSC has subdivided the syllabus. So we are doing the first topic in which we have discussed human values. So these 4 lectures are about human values. The basics of values, what are the characteristics, everything has been discussed in these chapters in detail. So one thing I would like to tell that this portion, lessons from the lives of teachings of great leaders, I will be covering in the another unit in which there are thinkers. So with those thinkers I'll be covering few of these teachings of the great leaders, okay, and the same for reformers and administrator. So with this we will proceed to role of family. There are 3 agents, as we have discussed the agents of socialization. There are various agents of socialization, but in the syllabus there are mentioned family, society and educational institutes. So these are the 3 agents, and we will be discussing the role of these agents. What is the role of these agents in the next coming slides. So this lecture we will be discussing about the family. So for the basics, and you can start from this lecture too. If you are done with the syllabus, you know the syllabus, or else you can start from the here. So in a systematic manner we can cover the whole syllabus. So I'll keep updating this index as I proceed with these lectures so that you can easily navigate through these topics. So let's start. There are various agents. Now we are talking about these 3 agents: the family, the society and the educational institute. So we'll be doing with the family first. So what is the family? What is the role of family? See, this is the family is the first exposure. What is the socialization? What happens when a child is born? When a child is born, as the socialization process starts, with the respective age, the exposure of this child will expand. So what is the first exposure? The first exposure is the mother. Then comes the father. And then comes the family. And in family also there will be different based on the size of the family, we can say there will be joint family, nuclear family, single parent family. So these details we don't have to discuss. We will discuss what is the role of this family. Though the roles will vary based on the characteristics of these particular agents. See, mother will be having a particular characteristic, if she is working or if she is not working, if she is educated or not, whether she is educated or whether she is working or lady, or there will be many factors. So these things will be determining the role played by that particular women and same will be with the father as well, and then family, whether it is a joint family or a nuclear family or a single parent family. So it depends, but what we will be doing, we will be taking the basic things which a particular family, the role a particular family plays in the socialization. So what is the socialization? When an infant, I already told, when an infant grows up and becomes an adult, so here it is a non-participating member of the society, because it is isolated for various reasons, for protection, for safety, for like nutritional or whatever the values, and it is not capable as well because of biological development and psychological development is not sufficient yet. So with this socialization, it becomes a adult and participates in the society. So this socialization process is a slow and long process. So we'll see what is the role of family. So we'll see this is the first thing. What is this family? Family is the first, we can say the family is the first social group of first social group for a child. Then it is a first school where child learns even a little amount of formal education also it gets through through its parents or other relatives. If they are educated, they will try to teach basic alphabetical knowledge about their mother tongue or English or Hindi or whatever their mother tongue is they are following. So that it works as the first school for the child, and there will be various dimensions of teachings of this educational process that we will discuss. Then comes the parents, their role we will be discussing later. Siblings are kind of peer groups within the family because of the little age difference between them. So siblings work for the child as a peer group within the family, so we can say that. So child will be comfortable with them as we are comfortable with our peer group outside our houses. Grandparents will be also imparting particular values. These values can be related to many things: culture, religion, manners, anything. It can, respecting elders. So you can add a number of things, whatever comes to your mind or whatever you observe. See, a very important thing is, while we are studying ethics, very important thing is your observation, and that observation which is you are doing in your daily life, that is very important. And this observation you can add easily in your notes and answer writing, but it should be short and crisp. So you can add it in a systematic manner. So you should be doing active learning in this. So that is the beauty of the ethics. So you can do that. Okay. So there will be other members of the family, there will be aunt and uncles and other members. It depends on the size of the family. If it is a joint family, then there will be many members. If it is a nuclear family, then the exposure to other members will be limited. So again, the religion, culture, food habits, dressing sense, all these things will be done by the family. So that is the role of the family. So why it is crucial? So the role of family is crucial because what it does, the family is transferring the particular cultural elements from one generation to another generation. So that is very crucial because this process itself has an objective. What is that objective? The objective of the socialization, whether it is through family or through society, The process of socialization is to maintain the continuity in the society, to establish a continuous system and to perpetuate whatever we are having today as a culture. We want to perpetuate for infinite time, though there will be changes, but our tendency that it should remain unchanged for a long period of time. So that is the tendency. So that is the psychological tendency of particular social group or a society or a family. So that is the main purpose of this socialization. They want to make, if a new member is coming in a family of 5-6 people, they want to like internalize this person with all these things which they have with them already. So this will be kind of homogenization of that group. So this is the main objective of that socialization. So what are the methods employed by the family, we will see, because when a child is being socialized by the family or the society as well, so there will be various methods. What are these methods? We can say this is the operant conditioning. Operant conditioning means the conditioning, you can say the particular child will be conditioned. Conditioned means, we will discuss it in detail in the next slide. Condition means when it is growing, the society will keep adding things which are necessary or which are desired. That is the conditioning. And again, they will be rejecting the undesirable or undesired things. So this is the conditioning. The negative things are rejected, positive things are strengthened. That is the conditioning. So same goes with the reinforcement. So these are the methods. Reinforcement also will be used. Parenting style, there are 4 parenting styles. We will be discussing how parents and how different types of parenting styles are there. Reward and punishment is also another method of this imparting the values in the society as well as in family. Feedback is also like, so these are the role models. So these are the things which are being used by the family members, and these are being done without any knowledge, like whether they are not they don't know whether they are giving the feedback or reinforcement, because this is in their behavior. So that is their behavior, and automatically they tend to show this behavior because they know this is how the socialization happens. So there are other methods in education, like educational institutes will be following different methods like lecturing. Reward and punishment is similar to the family method. Feedback also is similar to the family method, but these will become formal then. Here these are informal, but in educational institutes these will become formal. So role models. So these are the tools or methods, we can say, a particular when a particular group of the society is doing the work of socialization, they will be using these methods. So what is the reinforcement? So reinforcement is the, if we go by the definition, you don't have to mug up this definition. This definition is just to understand what is reinforcement. Reinforcement is nothing but you are, see there are two words, re and enforcement. So you are enforcing a particular thing again and again, so that you want to make that behavior or attitude predictable. So what is the meaning of reinforcement? Here you are doing this enforcement or enforcement again and again. Why? Because you are trying to, this is a particular child, if there are two types of things. If this child does a good thing, parents or society members will praise, or the family members will praise this child. So this child will be feeling very happy. Now what happens? this child will repeat that behavior because it was rewarded for good behavior. Okay, so this is what the reinforcement of a good behavior. Reinforcement of a good behavior. So what you want to do, you want to strengthen that behavior because it is acceptable to you. Because it is acceptable to you as a parent, or you as a family member, or you as a society member. But when that particular child or a person doing a bad thing which is not accepted by the society, then what society will do? Society will reject this behavior. This is also a part of reinforcement. Reinforcing what you are reinforcing, you are trying to tell that person that you are not expected to behave in this manner. This behavior is not acceptable. You should not behave in this manner. So that is also the form of reinforcement, so that that particular child does not repeat the same behavior, because it will be punished or it will be criticized. So next time whenever such situation comes, the child will be aware that nobody will like that behavior. Then he or she will refrain from expressing that attitude or showing that behavior. So this is the method of reinforcement. For example, if a particular we can say if a particular child performed well in class and it got good marks, for good marks, what happened? The parents praised him or her, also gave him some gift or treat for scoring good marks. Okay, same if this child has topped the class, then the school will also be providing him some kind of prize or memento. So that child, this is the conditioning as well as reinforcement. So this child is being reinforced that if it gets good marks in the examination, he will get all these praise and treats and gifts from the parents and the school as well, and the classmates also will be praising him for his intelligent or her intelligent. So this is the reinforcement of the behavior, so that in the next class as well the child will be trying to show the similar result. But on the opposite side, if the child doesn't perform good marks and fails in the examination, then everybody will start criticizing him, like this is not acceptable, you should study hard. So maybe in the next exam he will or she will try to reform this mistake and then perform well. So that is the also part of reinforcement. So we'll see what is the reinforcement. What you are doing, reinforcement means you are doing things which you want that good behavior is repeated and bad behavior is not repeated. So that is the reinforcement. So this is the process by which a behavior is strengthened. So you can say in simple words, through reinforcement good behavior is strengthened, increasing the probability that a response will occur by either presenting a contingent positive event or removing a negative event. Reinforcement is the central concept and procedure in the experimental analysis of behavior and much of the quantitative analysis of the behavior. So this is about behavior and attitude. So this link I have discussed in the second video, in which we discussed how mental constructs which are values or ethics or morals then converts into attitude, then these will convert into behavior, which is the human action. So this is a link. So you can see in that video, it is explained very well. So when mental constructs are converted into human action, that becomes behavior. So this is the process through which you want to reinforce that behavior. What is the positive reinforcement that we have said? Positive reinforcement when we are praising, so that we want that in future the frequency of such behavior increases. This is the positive reinforcement. What is the negative reinforcement? See, the negative reinforcement is like, see, there is a child and it did not perform well in the class this year. So what will happen? This child will be told by their parents that they will be scolding this child for a considerable time. Or then what happens? This child is now under pressure. So what happens? This child knows, then the next exam comes. Because of that pressure, this child performs little bit better. So what happens now? Now the parents has reduced the intensity of their anger or the scolding. They are not scolding that particular child for that particular thing. Now the child is happy because his parents are not criticizing or scolding him. So this is the removal of the stimulus. So the stimulus is removed. Now the negative thing is removed. Then the child will feel that okay, now they are not doing anything like that, so I will be performing well, I will perform well, and I will work hard. So this is the negative reinforcement. Though this is a very big topic, the reinforcement, there are 4 or 5 things which we can discuss, but that is not necessary for our examination. So you can say like reinforcement you can easily you can easily use for your the notes or in your answer writing, because these questions will be asked in your theory part as well. I would like to tell one thing: whatever we are discussing, these are the keywords. You will be wondering to know why we are reading all these things, why I am discussing in detail, because these keywords hold a very good amount of weightage for the exam. Because when you use these words, this will make your answer appealing, and it will save you a lot of space as well. Then you can explain these things in lesser words if you know these keywords. So reinforcement or conditioning, all these things, when you are discussing socialization, all these are keywords, and you will have to mention these keywords in your answer writing to make it effective. So the definition part is not that much important, but to know these keywords well, the definition is necessary. That's why I am discussing in details. And again, the examples are very important. So you will have to mention the examples for socialization, for this operant conditioning, or whatever the processes are there. You will have to mention these examples. That's why I am discussing and I am giving too much time for these things. Once these are done, and if you do enough revision, then you will be able to find these words very helpful in your answers. So now we'll proceed to the what is the purpose of reinforcement. So both of them, their objective is to increase the behavior. So what they are doing, the reinforcement has a particular objective, that it wants that you should repeat that behavior. So either it is positive or negative, both of them wants that you increase the frequency of that behavior. So the difference, what is the difference? The difference is only this, that negative reinforcement, the behavior results in taking something unpleasant away. So that when child is being scolded, when the parents started not to scold him, so then the child felt happy and it started performing well. So this is the negative and positive reinforcement. So what is the role of family? So these are the different methods we have seen, the reinforcement. Now we will be seeing what is the role of the family. These are the basic things you know already. So we'll be just spending few seconds on these basic things which everybody knows, but still why I have mentioned all these points, because when these points are into your mind, you can write them easily in your answers, and writing answer is very important. So this is writing answer with good keywords is important. Writing answer is definitely important, but writing answer with good keywords is important. And ethics is all about keywords, because it explains your clarity about the subject, like how well you are understood with the subject. So we are doing the role of family. So these are the very basic points. So if you revise 2-3 times, you will be able to internalize these points. So the first social organization, it's very basic thing, you know why it is the first social organization, because child will have the first exposure to the parents and the siblings and the other members of the society. So the everything related to society, the family will be telling to the child, whether it is religion, culture, food habits, or anything related to society, we can say dressing sense or whatever, respecting the elders, career wise, everything will be told by the family. So this is the first social organization, the first school as well. The family is the first school where you will be taught about many behavioral aspects of human life. Then they'll be telling about as we have discussed, they'll be giving you a little bit of basic education as well, like they'll be teaching you alphabetics, or for the you can say what are the language of for your mother tongue. If they'll teach you Hindi, English, or your mother tongue, or they will correct your grammatical mistakes. They will teach you counting. So all these things that you will learn in the school, many family members will be trying to teach you. They'll be telling you different poems, stories. These are the ways of teaching a child, educating a particular child. So the foundation of socialization, the family is the very first foundation of the socialization. Whatever the initial years, 3 to 4 years, child remains in the family. So this is the beginning, and it will determine the significant part of that person's life. So it will have a very good impact on the future life as well. So we can say that the foundation should be strong in every aspect, in education, health, values. So if the foundation is strong, the human, that particular human, will become a good participating member of that society. So the family will be teaching you the values like truthfulness, peace, cooperation, respect, love and affection, success and hard work, tolerance, generosity. It depends. Though, see, what is the most important thing to keep in mind? Everything will be relative. Relative to what? Relative to the particular family, how a family and how the family members are, how a family is and how the family members are, what kind of ideology they hold, what kind of how they are raising their children, how they are the upbringing of the children will decide these values. And it can be positive and negative, because values are positive as well as negative, that we have seen in values. So it is quite possible we should not idealize everything. We should try to discuss all the dimensions. It depends on the parents. Parents may teach their child positive values as well as negative values also. So it depends on what kind of parents they are, and what kind of education they have, what kind of social exposure they have. So these are the things, these are the general things we are discussing as a role of family. But when you go to the relative things, you will see, because you will find different kinds of parents. Some will be very good in talking, they'll be talking good things. Some will be talking badly, they'll be abusing their child, they'll be using abusive words in the family. So these are the things which are relative. So we should discuss all of them, so that if there is a problem in the society, we can deal with that. So I'll discuss one example which I have observed personally. So in your life also, you may be observing that example. When a child is being when a child is growing, many of us may have witnessed that example. So I'll be discussing that in few minutes. So conservative as well as liberal, if a particular family can behave conservatively or liberal. So you know what is the conservative. Conservative means they will be following the whatever the status quo. They want to maintain the status quo. The whatever the culture is there, they don't want to divert from that culture. That is the conservative. They want to follow the traditional things. They want their children as also to follow these traditional things, like dressing sense or behavior. They are not accepted, they will not accept the new things. And liberal parents may accept, they will accept the modern things as well. For example, if a particular family, there is a girl child in particular family, a girl child in conservative family, the family will not allow the girl to wear any kind of clothes. But in a liberal family, liberal parents may allow that girl to wear Western clothes as well. So this is the difference between conservative and liberal family. So another role is played by the family is family shapes child's attitude towards people and society. So the family is the very first link between the child and the society. So family will be telling about the society, how society is, how you should maintain the coordination with the society, how you should conform to the social norms. All these things will be told by the family. So this is about the link between the child and the society. Then there is culture, religion, social norms, beliefs, and all these things. Sorry, religion is repeated. So we can say these are the very much basic things that known to you. Transfer of values, culture from one generation to another generation. This is the role of family. So this is the perpetuation of the culture. We call it as perpetuation of the culture from one generation to another generation. But with this process, there will be things which will add on to these culture and will change these culture. As we are seeing that there is a process called westernization is happening in the entire world as well as in India. So this thing, westernization, is adding new values to the Indian society. So these change will happen with time, and these changes are inevitable as our exposure is increasing. And similarly, there will be reactions to these changes also, as we have experienced in our day-to-day life. The older generation will try to oppose on many things, on our ways of wearing clothes, or of our eating habits, or making friends, or relationship. So these are the things which are now adding from because of modernization. We are being modern, we are accepting the technology, all these things are happening. The society is also accepting new things, but still there will be reactions. So these are the things which will happen when these values are transferred from one generation to another. So this is the role of to perpetuate society and the culture. So this is the role of the family. Family perpetuates society in two ways. How? Biologically, reproduces new members, it adds new members, and then it transmits the cultural values from one generation to another generation. This is the role family plays in perpetuation of the society and the culture, biologically and culturally. Then this is the very important thing about the family: observation versus listening. When I was telling you that I will discuss an example, so this is very important example. We often see that parents, what they do, they keep on telling many things to their child. Throughout the day, parents or the members of the family will be telling many things to this child, but the contradiction happens when that particular person, either mother or father or the other family members, they are not following themselves what they told to the child. So the very important factor in the socialization of the child is the child observes more and listens less. What they observe, they will internalize it more, but when you tell them, they may not pay any heed to that particular thing. But when they are observing a thing, that will go into their mind or into their attitude or their behavior very fast. So what example I was talking about is, see, this is a example in the school, as I am linked to a school. So the parents of a child came, and he was just in the third standard child, and the parents came and they complained about the child that this child uses abusive words. When the child talks, he uses abusive words when he is at home. So when we inquired and we scolded, like the teacher scolded the child and asked why he is behaving in such a way, then the child clearly said his father also used these abusive words. So you see, the parents are saying that the child should not use abusive words, but father also is using the abusive words. So this is the contradiction in the behavior of the father. And the child is logical when he is saying this thing, that when my father himself is using these abusive words, then why he is asking me not to use these abusive words? Then the same thing was conveyed to the father, that you should also behave responsibly if you want that your child does not uses the foul language. So this is the link between the observation and the listening. So the child will often observe you more than listening to you. So instead of listening to you, the child will be observing you. So observation is very strong for the younger ones. So this is the role of the observation versus listening. Then the role of family will come in the innovation, initiative, or the traditional conformity. So what is that? The innovation or initiative. See, there will be families which will be promoting or provoking the innovation in the child. They will be asking the particular child to find innovative ways to do certain things, or tell them to take initiatives in things. This is a very positive thing. So these are the democratic ideas. A family is imparting in the child, this is a democratic value, that child is being made independent. But then there will be families which will be asking conformity to the traditional things. They should not innovate or take initiative. Whatever the parents are saying, they should follow them, and they should follow that particular thing in the family. So that is the difference between the initiative promoting parents and the conformity promoting parents. So then political affiliation, it is obvious that the exposure as the child grows, the political affiliation, so there will be a number of things. You cannot enlist all these things, so you can say these things are not like you cannot contain all these things in the slide, so you can add as per your experience. But yes, you should do all one thing, you should add negative values as well, which the parents are or the family is imparting in the child. This should be mentioned, because when the question comes, you should mention the questions can be of a nature, like if a question asks how the process of socialization determines the attitude or behavior of a child, so you should mention both positive and negative. There are chances the child is being imparted with the negative values, so you should mention these negative values as well. So what are the negative values? Patriarchy. When patriarchy comes, the respect for women will automatically will go down. Not respect, but definitely the women will be treated unequally. Inequality will come. The male child will automatically feel superior to the female child. So this is the negative value. Corruption. How corruption? If a public servant is earning corrupt money and it is spending lavishly, the child will definitely get spoiled because of the unnecessary things he is getting, which because of the excess amount of money the child will be getting. So the corruption will definitely will breed in the child's mind, because he will get addicted to such lavish life. So this is the particular impact of the negative value. Communalism, because the family is imparting religious education in the child, religious value in the child, same will happen with the communalism as well. It depends how we are upbringing the child, whether we are telling that particular child that he or she should respect all the religions, or we are telling that no, our religion is better than the religion of the others. So that is the communalism. So caste system, it's very basic thing, how caste system is prevailing in the families. Racism, the very good example of racism is when we are seeking for a bride or groom, we want a very good fair looking bride or groom. So this is the racism. So these are the things, few things we are doing consciously, the parents or the family members, few things they might be doing unconsciously. So these are the negative values which a particular family is imparting on the child. So next we'll see what is the social conditioning. Social conditioning, you see, there is not much difference between these terms. Reinforcement, conditioning, still you can use them separately. The social conditioning is the sociological process of training individual in a society to respond in a manner generally approved by the society in general and peer groups within the society. So this is very much understandable by the definition as well. The whatever the society is approving, that society is trying to impart on that particular person in the process of socialization. So they are training the individuals so that individual responds in a manner that is approved by the society. That's it. That is the social conditioning. So society is conditioning this particular individual in a manner that this is a larger society. So society is conditioning this individual so that it conforms to the society. The conformation to the society is ensured through the conditioning. Okay, so the concept is stronger than that of the socialization. Socialization is the entire process from point A to point B, from child to adult. This is a process. in which there will be many things happening, but social conditioning is the part of this particular process. In conditioning, the society wants a specific behavior from that child, so it wants to strengthen that specific behavior, and if it is deviating from that specific behavior, it will criticize that deviation. So that is the conditioning. Okay, so manifestation of social conditioning are vast, but they are generally categorized as social patterns and social structures, including nationalism, education, employment, entertainment, popular culture, religion, spirituality. So this social conditioning you will see in all the dimensions of the human life, whether it is culture, religion, entertainment, whatever it is, you will see there they will be doing many things which are linked to the social conditioning. Okay, so now we'll see what is the social feedback. What is the feedback? Feedback is nothing. See, this is so a particular individual, this is society, and this is the feedback loop. Okay, so what is happening in feedback? You are being, see, this feedback is whatever the conditioning you are being done is done through this feedback method. How it is happening? See, you are behaving, that particular individual is behaving in a particular way. This way is observed by the society. Now what society is doing, society is feedbacking this individual in a negative or positive manner. And what will happen with the negative or positive manner? We will see that. Social feedback describes a relationship within a social system. See, this is a social system where events feedback on themselves to create relationships of interdependence, where different events work to balance each other or amplify each other. Event, you can say event is a behavior. Okay, this is a complex definition, but it will help you understand how feedback works. So a particular person is behaving in a such a way, then society will be providing the feedback. Okay, how? We'll see there will be positive and negative feedbacks. What is positive feedback? Positive feedback works to accelerate change, while negative feedback works to dampen down the change, constraining the system towards a stable state. So how we'll see, we have discussed already, there is a person showing a particular behavior. If it is a good behavior, this feedback will be positive. The person will keep on showing good behavior. If the behavior is bad, the feedback will be negative, and this person may respond positively and may not show that bad behavior. This is the negative feedback. So this negative feedback, the purpose of negative feedback is to dampen the bad behavior. So this is happening with the process of socialization. Now we'll see what is the negative feedback we have seen. So it will reduce the negative behavior. So positive feedback can be powerful force, but one thing we would like to mention, there can be positive feedback for a negative behavior as well. Okay, so don't mix these things. A particular person may show negative behavior and positive behavior. Okay, and this positive and negative behavior will be given positive and negative feedback. Okay, so when a positive behavior is given a positive feedback, this behavior will strengthen. But for negative behavior, the society may give positive feedback or may give negative feedback. In positive feedback, the negative behavior will strengthen, but in negative feedback, the negative behavior will dampen or weaken. So we will see it. If a person is behaving badly and that group is praising for bad behavior, what will happen? That person will feel good and again will repeat that bad behavior. So this is the positive feedback. So in the case of negative behavior, both things can happen. So let's see what is the next in this. So this is the role of father and mother in the socialization, which we will start in the next slide. So this is going to a long slide. Thank you for watching and keep learning. I hope I am making things better for you, like I'm able to explain these well. So try to follow whatever I am posting in these videos, and try to follow the indexos as well. So we'll see in the next video the role of father and mother. Thank you.